Yo, 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 what's up, LA Live Gang? This is your boy AC. And I don't know, I guess we had some technical difficulties there with the countdown. But anyway, this is your boy AC, and welcome back to a special edition of LA Sports Live, a special early morning edition of LA Sports Live, a special before work edition of LA Sports Live. You guys see the thumbnail, you see the title. Let's get straight to it. Um, basically we just going to do a little review of the Lakers off seasons thus far. And I wanted to get a little bit of feedback from you guys. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Then you guys can let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Um, so you guys know we entered the off season kind of in disarray. The Lakers missed the playoffs, they missed the play-in. Um, Woj drops the bomb that the coach is gonna be fired, right before the end of their last game. The team, we're out of it, but we find we're able to win a couple games in a row to close out the season, and we're looking forward to build on to next year. And then Woj dropped the bomb and all that other kind of stuff, and Vogel was fired, and then then off season begins. But here's where I think, guys, I've told you before. I've told you before in previous videos that I've criticized Laker owner or Laker governor Jeannie Buss several times, and a lot of people have, and a lot of people just don't like on how she does certain things, specifically this leadership or her little committee of the Ramby and you guys know them. Then you have Magic in there dibbling dabbling. Now you got Phil Jackson in there dibbling dabbling. And then you got the guy who's supposed to be really running the whole basketball operations, Rob Pelinka. He has to kind of navigate his way through all that stuff. But anyhow, what I will do is, thus far, I will give Jeannie an A. I'm going to give her a straight A on how she's handled this offseason. I'm going to tell you uh, what I'm talking about. And you might say, AC, look, all she did was fire a coach and hire a coach. What's the big deal? All she did was hire a coach and fire a coach. She ain't did nothing special. No, that's where you're wrong. The Lakers know, man, that they were in bad shape when this season ended. They know they had lost the confidence of a lot of the fans, and they also know, according to some reports, that a lot of people don't like the way the Frank Vogel situation was handled, even though um, sometimes it's just business. It's just the way things go. And sometimes people, somebody's got to be the fall guy. And in this instance, it was Frank Vogel. So the reason why I'm going to give Jeannie a A so far on how she's handled this offseason is, of course, the Lakers are not playing. So it's all off the court stuff. But I'm talking about media. Um, Jeannie knew she had to change the narrative in the media. Now, like I said, we don't always agree what Jeannie does, but Jeannie knew she had to change the narrative in the media. And I told you guys, she listens to the stuff that's being said about the media. So she immediately addressed it. She called the LA Times, Bill Plaschke, and said, look, he says he called her, but she called him because she knows what to do. She wanted to get a story out there to set the narrative for this summer, and she did. She did the public interview. She stated she was displeased about how some things were going, and she said there will be changes, in which they have. The coach was fired, and they brought a new coach in. We won't even talk about Darvin Ham, but by all accounts, and he's being vouched by several players, current players and former players, not to mention Giannis and his former teammates, Meta World Peace, and a couple others. He's being vouched for as a solid selection. But what I'm trying to tell you guys, what you don't dismiss this media barrage the Lakers have launched since this offseason. They knew they had to change the negative narrative on them, uh, because it wasn't looking good. You know, we had reports of last season that people from the front office, namely Kurt Rambis, was getting involved in coaching meetings. Um, we had all these different factions which still exist in the Lakers organization. There's people saying they want to move in this direction, people saying they want to move in that direction. And what Jeannie did by doing that public interview with the LA Times, she let it be known exactly who's in charge and what her course of action was going to be. She let it be known in that interview, look, I'm in charge, despite all this other stuff that you hear. I'm in charge and I make the final decision. And she let everybody know what their course of action, what their plan of action was going to be. She said, first and foremost, of course, Bill Plaschke asked her, well, you guys got to trade Russell Westbrook first, right? That's what you got to do. It didn't work. It was an absolute failure. And she said, no, first thing we got to do is find a coach. So you check that box. Like I said, by all accounts, Darvin Ham is well qualified and should be very competent. So they got a coach. One thing we did hear about during the coaching search is that they were asking all candidates on their feelings about Russ, how they would be able to utilize him if they were to come in and be the coach, and all that kind of stuff. Now, another important message that the Lakers, you keep hearing this, this has been pounded like every couple weeks since the offseason. Somebody else comes out and says the Lakers, they'll be more than happy to keep Russell Westbrook if they don't get the right deal. Now you got other people coming out like this dumbass Mark Stein talking about, well, all the other teams have told him if you want to get rid of Russ, you got to attach a first round pick. No ifs and buts or about it. But I'm gonna tell you, every time you hear one of those stories about other teams coming out, you got to give us a first round pick. You got to give us a first round pick. If it's not Magic, if it's not Genie, if it's not Woj, or if it's not Shams, every time you hear a story coming out saying the Lakers got to do this, you hear another story come out and say the Lakers are saying, fuck you. I told you we're not going to get fucked by these other teams anymore. Now, if you want to do business with us, we'll do business. And if you want to do trades with us, it's got to be good for both sides. But we're not going to let anybody, especially some of these other sucker ass teams, bend us over and screw us over and make us take any kind of deal to get rid of us. Every time you hear somebody say the Lakers got to do this, the Lakers going to do that, the Lakers are going to be forced to do that, the Lakers, they'll send somebody else to the media and say, look, fuck you. We're not going to do that. We're just letting you know we'll be perfectly happy with our new coach to sit down with Russ, AD, and LeBron and to figure it out. And if we got to take our lumps for another season, so be it. But we are not going to get bent over. And for that, and let me tell you, that's a that's a calculated move by the Lakers and Jeannie Buss. They know they have to win, or at least uh, they know they got to win the media wars, or at least have a puncher's chance. And they can't have all this negative stuff coming out against them in the media. So, kudos to the Lakers and Jeannie Buss. We still got a long ways to go in this offseason. We're about to have the NBA Finals start between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. Um, I have no dog in the fight. I don't want to see the war. I don't want to see the Celtics, win another championship. But like I said, I don't have another dog, and I don't have a dog in the fight. So whoever wins, wins. If Golden State wins, good for them. If the Celtics wins, the way I look at it is, okay, that just puts more pressure on the Lakers to win again, so we can get tied up with them, and as far as number of championships go. But like I said, I'm gonna wrap up this video. This is gonna be a quick hit because I have to go into work. A+ for the Lakers so far this offseason. We hired a great, young, promising head coach who is being vouched for by many current and former players. And number two, kudos to Jeannie Buss, the owner and governor of the Lakers. She's launched a very aggressive counterattack in the media to counteract all this bullshit. Some of the stories were legit, But she realized, and she's kept her ear to the streets and said, "Look, we have to take a full-fledged attack on the media and fight back, and not let some of these clowns just beat up on us and and besmirch the Lakers name and just give us a bad rep, because the Lakers got a lot of haters. And since LeBron James is on this team and associated with this team, there's nothing against LeBron James, but he has him and Clutch Sports and Rich Paul. They have their share of haters too. So I mean, Lakers have haters out there, and LeBron James and Clutch Sports have haters out there, and so the Lakers and Clutch Sports is working with them also, but they just realized that they have to counterattack, I guess, all this BS in the media, and kind of clean some things up so they can move forward and have a successful off season and a successful year next year. Optics, perception in the media, all that stuff matters when it comes down to this off season. We're gonna be looking to make trades, and we're gonna be looking to acquire some free agents, and once again, we're gonna be going after some guys and asking them to take a deal, to take pay cuts and all this kind of stuff. So it was absolutely imperative that the Lakers go in the media, fight back, and clean up some of this trash that's been floating around about them. You guys tell me about it, and let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Have the Lakers thus far done a good job this offseason? Tell me what you think their grade is thus far, and let me know what you think. Trade Russ or keep him? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I gotta get to work, guys. You guys let me know in the comments below. Anyway, this your boy AC, LA Sports Live. I'm feeling good. I got my coffee. I got my CBD oil. I got me a good night's sleep. It's gonna be on and popping. Anyway, your boy AC, LA Sports Live. I will rap with y'all later.